Objection shouted loud and raw. Truth unravel world's last straw. Objection overruled, watch it break. Dark secrets, hidden lies, they shake. Psychopath witness loses grip. Killer exposed, truth will rip. Eyes darting, restless sweat they drip. Words are weapons, razors tip. Bloodshot stare, mind unhinged. Justice here, no sins avenged. Objection overruled, watch it break. Dark secrets, hidden lies, they shake. Psychopath witness loses grip. Killer exposed, truth will rip. Crashing down mind's facade. Guilt's fortress forever flawed. Truth's hammer smashes through the veil. Killer's heart in a wooden jail. Objection overruled, watch it break. Dark secrets, hidden lies, they shake. Psychopath witness loses grip. Killer exposed, truth will rip. Will rip. Will rip. Will rip. Courtroom chaos, tension high. Defense attorney, eagle eye. Objection shouted loud and raw. Truth unravel world's last straw. Objection overruled, watch it break. Dark secrets, hidden lies, they shake. Psychopath witness loses grip. Killer exposed, truth will rip. Eyes darting, restless sweat they drip. Words are weapons, razors tip. Bloodshot stare, mind unhinged. Justice here, no sins avenged. Objection overruled, watch it break. Dark secrets, hidden lies, they shake. Psychopath witness loses grip. Killer exposed, truth will rip. Crashing down mind's facade. Guilt's fortress forever flawed. Truth's hammer smashes through the veil. Killer's heart in a wooden jail. Objection overruled, watch it break. Dark secrets, hidden lies, they shake. Psychopath witness loses grip. Killer exposed.
Hello everybody, I'm Manakyn. Welcome to the stream. I just realized, after listening to that transition, how jarring the transition is going from like heavy rock to like, yay, we're hanging out music. How's it going, everybody? Hello, Kioma. Hello. How's it going, normal? Yellow. Hey, how's it going, Bowser? Artist struggles, indeed. Today, we are hanging out with Vera Misham, who is... You find it funny? Yeah, the change in music is very sudden. Yeah, today we're hanging out with Vera Misham, who is probably the most beautiful character in a video game I've ever seen. I've definitely never said that before. And you know, maybe it should have been Drew Misham in the thumbnail. Now that I'm thinking about it, because the whole point was, it was like you know, this case is about art fraud, right? Well, I mean, it's about murder, but it also is about art fraud. Oh, not art fraud, forgery, art forgery. And I mean, Vera didn't do anything wrong. I really forgot who? Anyway, Vera. But yeah. So how are you guys doing? I started playing a new game called Marvel Midnight Suns. It's a strategy it's a weird card strategy game. It's weird. It doesn't make much sense, but it's kind of fun. Yeah, but yeah, the main character in Midnight Suns is the most swag character I've ever seen. Like, when he walks like this. So his walk cycle looks like he's on a catwalk or something, but anyway, that's besides the point. He became blind. You didn't have to do her like that. God damn. Anyway, yeah. Apollo Justice. Let's play. Yeah, so we'll recap once we get into the game. But how are you guys doing today? I've been doing okay. By the way, I finished a whole bunch of auditions. I've had a really bad habit of taking naps in the afternoon nowadays. It's like, oh, it's 1 o'clock, time for my nap. I go to sleep. But anyway, yeah, so I've done a lot of auditions. Still nothing from my agent, but, you know, little by little, hopefully things will come together. Anyway. Yeah, but, you know, I'm excited for the 2 games that are coming out with me in them, and we'll see what else happens. Yeah, I might be in a political ad. As you guys know, the election is coming up. And I've gotten a few auditions for commercials like, you should never trust, insert name of opponent here. Look at their track record. They've destroyed economies. They've ruined lives. Vote for someone who won't ruin your life. Good luck finding which character Mana played. You'll never find them. Unless, you know, here's the one surefire way to figure out who, if I voice the character. If at some point that character says big strong woman, you would mean, oh, that's Manakyn. Anyway, it's time to defend Vera. Alright, so let's do a quick recap. My Ace Attorney streams alone to give people a good idea of what I sound like. You know, speaking of which, I was thinking about Iris Wilson the other day. And I was just thinking, my one dream in life is to voice a 10-year-old girl like this. Oh, hello, Runo. I'm a little gremlin. If you ever hear a 10-year-old girl in a cartoon and she sounds like that, that was probably me. Hey, you're still finishing your 10-page paper. Hey, keep writing, keep working hard. You got this. Oh man, I miss Iris. Do you know who I don't miss? Herlock! Herlock Sholmes! I hate that guy. Okay, anyway. In this case, we are investigating, well, we're not investigating, but we might as well be, the murder of Drew Measham, who was poisoned at Drew's studio with Quatch. Poison. Herlock Sholmes. Of course, Herlock. Hello, Runo! Runo! Love me! Runo, do you want any more tea? Anyway, we are, the murderer, no, the murderee, the victim. Can we start calling them the murderees? The murderee was Drew Measham. Vera has been arrested because she is beautiful, and as we all know, the beautiful girls always are the murderer. So this time around, we are here to prove that that is a stigma. How dare you, Ace Attorney, make all the beautiful women murderers, okay? Vera is not a murderer. She is lovely. How's it going, Emma? Yeah. Anyway, Vera. And also Valent is kind of just here. Oh, I looked up something the other day. Give me a moment. Was it with Emma? Yes. I wanted to mention this, but I wasn't sure, so I didn't actually say anything yesterday, or the last time we played. But yeah, I was just thinking, you know, a Phoenix Wright's Papa button. This is a really cool little Easter egg. Is it an Easter egg? I'm not sure if it's an Easter egg. If you guys remember, Emma gives Phoenix a little button at the end of her, or I think she gives him a button at the end of the Rise from the Ashes trial, the 5th trial in the first game. Yeah, that's this button right here. This is the button that Emma gave Phoenix back when she was 16. So yeah, I just what is it? I thought I noticed it. Like in the previous game, you can see Emma wearing this on her little lab coat, on her like cute little lab coat, and yeah, that's the same button. So I thought that was a kind of a cool little is it an Easter egg? From what I understand, Apollo Justice came out before the remake of Phoenix Wright, which contained the 5th trial. I think that's right. So yeah, they actually created the 5th trial specifically to shed light on Phoenix and Emma's relationship. Is that right? Y'all Phoenix Wright fans correct me or something. But yeah, and so during the murder, Spark Brushel, what the frick, man, this frickin' guy, he was interviewing Drew Measham, and then Drew Measham passed out from poison. And so we have lots of evidence. First of all, we have the coffee cup. The 5th game was a bonus case. Yeah, exactly. So the 5th case was a bonus case from the DS port, and that was after the Apollo Justice game first came out. That was after Apollo Justice came out. So the 5th case was like to shed additional light on Phoenix and Emma's relationship, which is kind of cool. A nice little nod to the fans. Anyway, yeah, so here is the poison thing. So my suspicion was there was this thing on Drew Measham's desk. So what Drew Measham did is there was something here that Drew Measham, I don't know, maybe he touched it and then he licked his hands, or maybe he licked whatever was here. I don't know what you would put in your mouth here that is also fits in a picture frame, but there's something here. There's something here that poisoned Drew Measham. And then so it would make sense that the coffee cup would have the poison as well, because if it was already in his mouth, when he put his mouth against the coffee cup, it would just end up there as well. Next, we have forgeries. This was a painting of an original painting, and Drew Measham was forging it from this painting here. And we even saw like forging materials and forging equipment. But yeah, we now know that this is a flaming guitar, well, a person on a flaming guitar on a raised platform. And we also know that these other two contain images from my previous trials, so for some reason he was stalking me. And the letterbox. I don't know what that is. But yeah, we have this red envelope. And it says, it kind of sheds some light onto his... And Rise from the Ashes was a DS original case to sell the OG trilogy. It was made after the OG trilogy, but before Apollo Justice. Well, maybe they were... I mean, they were tying Emma in somehow to Phoenix, I think. So, I mean, regardless, I think it's cool they added an additional case. Okay, so... this is part of... This was a letter that Drew received 7 years ago, I think. Right, because everything happened 7 years ago. Right, Drew got this 7 years ago, and he deposited $100,000 into... Okay, so let's be real here. Drew Measham was probably broke because he was an artist. Sorry, artists. But, yeah, and then the person deposited a bunch of money to him for him to forge the thing, and then he's like, oh, sign these papers, and he's like, tell no one. So like, that kind of hints at illicit activities. And also there's a thing here that has Zach Gramarie's signature. I have no idea what that's for. And then we have this magic show ticket. I have no idea how this is going to be relevant. Yeah, but okay, I deposited the $100,000 in the designated account. Please send a receipt once you've confirmed the transfer. Sign the papers and send the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. I need not remind you to speak of this to no one. I was thinking maybe this had something to do with his murder, but this occurred 7 years ago. Right? So that probably doesn't have anything to do with the murder. Does it, though? Well, lots of stuff happened 7 years ago, so somehow this is going to tie back, right? This is somehow... what is Drew doing with his illegal activities? I don't know. Obviously, he's doing illegal stuff. He's getting a lot of money for forging, like, paintings and, like art and, like, this one right here. But I don't know how this is relevant to his murder. And furthermore, I have no idea how this is relevant to, what is it? Supposedly it's going to be relevant to, what's her name? Trucy's dad disappearing, because that occurred 7 years ago, right? I don't know, man. Frame measuring... Okay, how big is 2 inches by 2 inches, man? Where's my ruler? Alright, so 2 inches is about this big, so it's pretty big. It's like this big. That doesn't give you that much perspective, but it's like this big. It's like, what is... It's pretty big. Right, so that's a pretty big thing to stick in your mouth. Why does this keep happening to me? Thank you. Thank you for the hmms. Hello, Arcane. Okay, so, I mean, it's 2 inches by 2 inches. It's probably some sort of square. That is pretty big. I agree. It's big! It's big! Stop making fun of me! So it's like this big. So I'm thinking like, how big is my mouth? How big can my mouth open? This is... this is an awkward case, okay? I'm doing it for Vera. Okay, I'm doing this for Vera. If it's about this big, I had a good portion of my mouth. Square root of 8 on the die. Thank you for the mathematics lesson. Okay. Well, if the frame is 2 inches by 2 inches, the thing is probably smaller by than 2 inches by 2 inches, right? So maybe 1.5? That's still reasonably large. So what is flat that you would put in a frame that is, let's say, 1.5 by 1.5 inches that you also would put in your mouth? But there was nothing found in his mouth, right? That's what you said. 1.5 is more reasonable. 1.5 is more reasonable, but nothing was found in his mouth, right? It's not going to be food unless you put food in a picture frame. That's weird. You wouldn't do that, would you? No, the food would go bad, right? Food goes bad, so you can't put food in a picture frame. It has to be something non-perishable. But what do you put in your mouth? What would you put in your... It can't be wet. Here's an envelope. You can put an envelope in your mouth? Okay, now hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I know most of you have never sent mail, okay? But do you know how us incredibly old men used to communicate? We used to write. And not just write, right? We write with a pencil. Have you guys ever held a pencil before? Have you guys... I think maybe you guys have never heard of something called a pencil before. But back in my day, we used to have this stick. And this stick was yellow, and it contained a really large and thin rock. It was called lead, even though it wasn't actually lead. And so as you would push the stick onto a piece of paper, the rocks would come off the rock inside, and it would create writing. Thank you, graphite. Thank you for not poisoning hundreds of thousands of children. Still, don't eat it. Yeah, but you would put the thing in the thing, and then you go, and then you would close the envelope. So, right. He has mail. He got mail. Right? He got mail. Wait. An envelope. My ears have been blasted. He has mail. But an envelope isn't... I mean, a letter wouldn't be that small, right? But the stamp would be! Oh, hold! Okay. Listen. Hear me out. Okay. You see, back in the day, when you wanted to send mail, you needed to pay. And how you would demonstrate that you paid was that you would go to the post office and stand in line for 3 freaking hours to pay $2.50 for stamps. Can you tell I don't like the post office? But nowadays we have sticky stamps, right? We just peel the stamps off and they're just naturally sticky because they're like little stickers. But back in the day, they didn't have that. The stamps would have like glue on the back, and you'd go. And then it would become sticky, and then you would go, what, bam! And that's how they poisoned him. That's gotta be it. How's it going, no hat, Pat? You came at the perfect time in the screen. Okay, that's how they poisoned him. They made him lick a stamp. Why the frick does he have a poisoned stamp? Okay, I know this sounds really dumb, and I know this sounds really, really stupid, okay? But hear me out, okay? Maybe what? Okay, I thought I was getting somewhere, but why does he have a stamp in a picture frame that is poison? I thought I was getting somewhere, but the further I go down this line, the less it makes sense. I'm like half determined to figure this out right now because I feel like I'm close. At the same time, I feel like I have never been further in my life. I mean, a stamp would fit there, right? But why would it be poisoned? Maybe someone applied poison to a stamp that he put in a picture frame. It doesn't make sense. It makes no sense. Okay, here's why I thought of the stamp, right? There's this letter right here. It says, sign the papers and send the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp. So maybe the person who sent this letter put poison on the stamp. The only problem with that theory is that occurred 7 years ago. So that makes no sense. The timeline's completely off. Unless the same client did this again. Maybe 7 years ago, there was a client who did this, and then 7 years later, the client's like, now I need to kill you. But then why put it in a picture frame? To protect the poison, maybe? Maybe the client sent it in a picture frame, so then that way, so the poison wouldn't fall off? You would apply poison to the adhesive inside the letter. Maybe. Anyway, I'm starting to see the connection here. I suspect somebody 7 years after this letter was sent. So 7 years ago, someone sent this letter. 7 years later, someone did something similar, and this time they sent the stamp inside a picture frame. Why didn't they just put it in like a plastic bag or something? I don't know. Maybe they were just trying to distract Drew from the fact that it was poisoned. And then Drew licked the stamp, and he died. But then he drank coffee first. And the poison is slow acting. Anyway, it has been over 30 minutes into the stream. I have not even read the first sentence yet. So, October 8th, 9:48 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 6. Hello, my darling. Do you hear me rambling to myself over there? Don't worry, I'm not crazy. Good morning. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I think I am, like, legit in love. Like, I feel like I have not felt butterflies in my stomach since I was, like, in 3rd grade. Okay? I think I am legitimately in love. Oh my. The Manakyn channel, everyone. For all the newcomers today, like, man, they're getting one heck of a stream. I'm gonna have to. So, you're Vera, right? I'm Trucy Wright. That right with a W, but not right, like, right? Like, right? Right? We're on your side. You want to see Mr. Hat? It's a man. You can tell us anything, please. Good morning. She can talk. Oh, and what a beautiful voice. Never mind the fact that it's literally just my voice just pitched up. Hello, I am female Manakyn. Not bad. But I think you do better with a little smile. You're so pretty. You need to sell your... Trucy! Yo! Trucy's going full on chauvinist. Hey girl, you just need to smile a little bit more. Hey, just smile and all the boys will come right at you. Girl, don't be afraid to show a little skin. Trucy, let's take it easy. Yeah, Trucy is slowly morphing into Maya. Thank you for taking my cake. Oh my god. Oh my god. Has there ever been a more perfect woman? She is a freaking adorable. Oh my god. She literally wrote :D. She literally drew :D. Okay, that's a start, I guess. There she goes with the nail polish again. That's great. It's so cultured. Want to try? Ooh, really? Really? Okay, so draw Clavier over here and draw Apollo trying to pull away, but Clavier's getting closer. This is going on my Wattpad! Girls! The victim, Drew Measham, was a forger and stole a painting, and a stolen painting was found in his studio. A life of crime, really. Maybe one that led to his death. October 8th, 10 o'clock a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Well, we will now...
Did you catch incuritis? You okay, Judge?
begin the trial.
By the way, that wasn't a fake cough. I was actually... God damn. It is October 8th. Hey, what do you know? Is the judge okay? His voice is all raspy. And he's looking all around all nervous like.
The repercussions of today's trial will most likely be felt for a long time.
Hey, how's it going, Holly? We just started. But you missed a 30-minute spiel of me making up absolute nonsense trying to figure out the case.
And may indeed alter our legal system forevermore.
Today's the test of... Oh, right! I completely forgot. We're also testing out the jury system. No, the jurist system. And the first step towards a new order in our courts. Daddy's secret mission. The jurists will function like a jury. They're not a jury. They're like a jury. Well, then what are they? It's hoped their inclusion will help the courts to better reflect the people's will. Why aren't there any jurists in the courtroom? 3 closed-circuit cameras watch this courtroom at all times. The jurists have access to everything that transpires. Jurists! Judge well and judge cool.
Now sit here, Prosecutor Gavin.
I was going to say that! Yeah. My apologies here, Judge.
Jurists, judge today's trial coolly, if you would be so kind. Am I on TV? Hi, Mom! Hello! My name is Judge, and I like long walks on the beach.
Judge, you're married. The jurists are unbound by the letter of the law. Is that good, though? The jurists don't have to follow the law. Apollo, this is what you need to do, right? Now that we got the jury, what you need to do is make an argument for jury nullification. They don't affect the trial with evidence, but by their feelings. This is like making me believe less and less in the jury system. And we're about to find out just what effect they're going to have. Summation examination, participation, constipation.
Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. Details.
The victim is the painter Drew Misha. He was killed in his own studio. His coffee was poisoned. By whom, you ask? By none other than the defendant. Does that look like the face of a killer to you? She is wearing an apron with a paw print on it. That is the... Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Objection!
There wasn't any poison in the coffee. Actang. Someone were doing their homework. Look, I'm not German, okay? I don't know how to pronounce these things. Indeed, poison was not present on the coffee, but on the mug itself.
Oh, residue was found on the rim, I see.
The autopsy report describes the manner of our victim's death.
The court accepts this.
Estimated 9 to 9:30. We're gonna have to read that. According to this report, literally nothing.
The victim's death was caused by atroquinine.
It was you, Clavi! A chemical compound that does not occur naturally. Lethal dosage is a mere 0.002 milligrams. That is a very small dosage. A touch of atroquinine in the body is the touch of the Reaper's scythe. Do they realize how deadly that is? That's like getting a paper cut and then immediately dying.
Very well, Prosecutor Kevin. Present your witness.
I have for you today a simple man for a simple case. A man who witnessed the murder in its entirety. That journalist. Imagine using detectable poison. The witness will state his name and occupation. Oh God, it's this guy! Oh God! Like, oh my God. He looks... Oh wait, let based on how he looks, I can smell him. Do you guys know? Like, I can literally smell the BO plus cologne coming off of him. It's like, oh. I can literally smell it. Wait.
Right. Yeah, right. Well, for starters, my name is Spark Brushall. My job is a lone observer of the world.
In other words, you're a journalist, right?
If you don't like mine, I'd like to say something here for the record. I don't work for game journalists.
Okay, you get +1 point.
Yes, Mr. Brustle.
I just like conclusions, specifically the aspect of jumping to conclusions. I don't really have that much physical fitness, so preconceptions make park sandbox of endless desert waste. End quote.
But you're a journalist. You said so yourself yesterday.
Well, that's true, yes.
Look at that smile. Oh, God. You can see his receding gum line. Oh.
But you must understand, I stand before you today a man with a dream. I'm offering you my testimony in exchange for exclusive rights to the story.
Question, is that a thing? I don't know enough about journalism. Can you have rights to a story?
Scoop turns Mr. Brushall into That's Mr. Brushall. End quote.
I know, me too.
Let's hear your testimony then, shall we?
A simple case. For me, the jury is still out. Oh, Apollo, please. Apollo, come on. Juror number 2. The one I hate, but who is also very beautiful. It's always juror number 2.
I visited the studio around 9 a.m. that night, or 9 p.m. that night to do the interview. The first outsider to enter the Altier, journalistic history made. End quote.
It's Brush, I know, right?
His daughter brought us coffee right after we started. And you know what happened next. Star falls! End quote. No one else entered the room besides her the whole time.
That does sound like a simple case. Unless you were the one who poisoned him.
What were you saying, Judge?
Need I remind you the cameras are rolling today? I felt the need to be a bit dramatic.
Why is he still practicing? Look, you clearly have Alzheimer's. Buddy, you need to retire.
Retire? I'm still swimming!
Exactly. You didn't do it, did you?
Come on! This is like newsmaker making news! End quote. Or even contemporary witch hunt! End quote. I know! Wild accusations rock courtroom! End quote.
The voice I gave him for no. I worry about the. No, we're not gonna let him cook. He's gonna burn himself. Rock indeed.
Prosecutor Gavin sure seems like he's having fun.
I'm so happy for him.
Mr. Justice, cross-examination.
The journalist's story. I visited the studio around 9. The first outsider. His daughter brought us coffee. And you know what happened next? Star Falls. No one else entered the... Okay, let's start with this one. Let's start with the last one first. Oh, wrong button. Can you say that for sure?
For sure, I'm sure. Drew's studio isn't a big place, kiddo. I'd know if someone had come in.
What if they'd been hiding there from before? Even if someone had been hiding into the studio, they could have hardly poisoned the mug without anyone noticing.
You think I, Spark Brushel, would miss something that obvious? No way! He sure makes it sound exciting. Guess that's its job.
There's only one moment we need to focus on.
The moment when Drew Measham died.
Exactly. So there has to be something there. And we're just gonna press everything at this point. At 9 that night? Isn't that a little late?
If the great painter Drew Measham says come at 9, believe you me, I go at 9. The first, and as it turns out, the last interview with such a prolific painter.
Right. Can you tell us what it was like when you arrived? You were the first reporter ever in Drew's studio?
Posterity will look back on this night as a turning point in journalistic history. A basically insignificant step for all mankind, but a giant step for that Brushel guy. End quote.
If no one on the outside ever had access to the studio, then it would serve to reason that the deed was done by an insider. By which he means Vera. So how did this epic-making interview go? Okay, his daughter brought coffee. Would you mind being a little more specific?
Oh, hey, well, let me tell ya.
I enjoy a cuppa. He suddenly became British.
I enjoy a cup of joe. In fact, it all began when I was in fourth grade.
That's not what I meant. I believe I know what Hero Forehead is driving at. This coffee the victim served. Did anyone other than the defendant touch it? Right. That was like what I was gonna say.
Well, now, if you've got a question to ask, you best straight up ask it. That's what I tell all the new recruits, several times if necessary. Right for a grade schooler. That's my motto. Explain like I'm 5. Which isn't to say I can only write grade school level, but...
Who touched the coffee?
I don't know.
This man is killing me.
I was in the back looking at the equipment.
And what happened next? What's this about a star falling?
Star falls. It's like an old telegram. Send money.
Oh. Trucy was raised by a bunch of criminals.
Zowie, you don't know? That's like a journalistic code word. Important personage passes away. A star falls. Get it? But there's no gravity in space, right? I wouldn't think stars can fall. Maybe they get sucked into a black hole. Does that count as falling?
Does this matter?
Oh boy, this is good stuff. Woo-hoo. How about star break? No, Lex punch. Oh, star die. Now, Lex imagination. Of course, you can just go with Drew Eyes, straight to the point. Oh, I like that.
I think we need to hear about something a little more substantial. Brussels coffee. The Stars coffee. The moment of death. Let's see. So we do have this coffee right here. We know that there was no poison in the coffee. I think we already established that. Okay, what about your coffee? So you drank the coffee that Vera served you too?
Of course. When someone serves you coffee, you drink it. That's what my old boss used to say. Never did get what he meant by it, though.
But you're still alive, which is to say you didn't die.
Of course not! No point falling before you're a star! End quote.
That's not exactly what I was getting at. What were you getting at then? You know the poison was on the rim, not in the coffee.
Oh, yeah. There were 2 cups on the tray she brought. One of the cups had Drew's signature painted on it.
No chance the guest would take that one by mistake.
Well, Mr. Justice, was that important?
Traces of poison, atroquinine. Atroquinine were found in the rim of the cup. Sure, let's just say. We're talking about the coffee the witness drank. I'd say that is important.
Very well. Please add that to your testimony, Mr. Brushel.
But I'm not dead yet. Objection! But you will be! You sure you drank the coffee?
Oh, yeah, quite. I gulped it down. I felt that sweet scorch in my throat.
But you say the victim took 1 sip and fell over. And you still kept drinking.
Of course. Drink your coffee when it's hot. Never when it's not. That's what my old boss used to say. Never really knew what he meant by it.
Should I get him to talk about something else? What did he say? You said he drank the coffee. Oh, why don't you tell us about the moment of the death? About when Mr. Measham passed away.
Ooh, what a scene! He puts his coffee mug right down with a crash.
Wait, he puts
his coffee mug down with a crash, right? Then the cold finger of death touches his spine. Life's flame sputters and fails. So cold at the touch, he could do naught but tremble uncontrollably. Actually, Life's flame is a little tired. Life's river froze over. Oh, that's a good one. Ooh. I think he's starting his article already.
Could you describe that a little bit more simply, sir?
As you can imagine, I was pretty surprised. He hit the flow. Next thing you know, Shorty got low. Artist seizures, final performance. End quote.
Atroquinine paralyzes the central nervous system. The body arches back like a
Like a bow, the limbs tremble, the throat burns. That's quite enough of that. Some of us want to be able to sleep tonight.
Oh yeah, well I want details. Lots of juicy details.
For that, you can listen to our last year's hit single, Atroquinine, My Love, by the Gavineers, available at all major music outlets. The guitarist is not the same guitarist anymore. Yeah, we had to hire a new guy. We got another dude from, like, the, I don't know, solitary confinement. And look, that's all we could find, okay?
The point is that the victim died of atroquinine. Mr. Justice, please.
Well, an account of the moment of the victim's death. I'd say it's important. Add it to the testimony.
Very well. The court requests this account.
That was definitely a death by poison. I want to know more about when exactly he died. You say it was definitely death by poison? How can you be so sure? Wait, let me hold on. Cause of death, atroquinine. 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 Alright.
Hey look, I'm a journalist. I've seen lots of things. I've had more than my share of experience of so-called poisonings. Man eats fishy fish, goes bye-bye. End quote.
Food poisoning doesn't count? Alright, talk about his coffee. You say Mr. Measham had the coffee too. Did you actually see him drink the coffee?
Of course! He who sees it wins, but he who says it wins. But see who says it wins bigger! I'm a man. I live in a man sees dog eat dog and writes about it world. And yet... I guess I can't say I saw him drink it, really. He had this one so-called sip, if that. Man puts lips to mug, drinks, end quote.
That poison is quite virulent, I hear.
My stomach did a so-called somersault, and then I drank some more coffee. Since I gulped down that coffee without so much as a second glance... Wait! Maybe there's something in there! Some sort of so-called trick! Anyone want to venture a guess for the record?
Does this guy have a pause button?
Well, Mr. Justice, do you find the testimony?
The victim drank his coffee, then immediately fell over?
Oh, yeah. You can go to press with that one.
Your Honor, this is a vital piece of information. Please add it to the testimony.
Okay, witness, go ahead.
Vital? Right.
He had one sip, if that, the next moment. There, that's what I'm looking for. Objection. You know what I have a problem with? A particular property of the poison used. Atroquinine.
Oh, Prosecutor Gavin was quite clear about the poison. A lethal dosage of 0.002 mg paralyzes the central nervous system. If you drank that, even you, Mr. Justice, would be reduced to a quivering pot. Here, actually, I have some. Would you like to try?
Are you using me as an example? Fortunately, we were not told everything. There's a vital omission in Prosecutor Gavin's information. Well, butts.
An omission!
Atroquinine is as virulent as he says. But death doesn't come immediately upon ingestion. That's because atroquinine is slow-acting!
Slow-acting? Like those really bad middle school play?
According to one forensic scientist, it's like one of those really bad middle school plays. It is slow-acting. But at least it takes 15 minutes from the time of ingestion for adverse effects to show. And everyone knows Emma is better than Gavin. If we suppose that the moment Mr. Measham sipped the coffee was when he sealed his fate, he would have still had time left to enjoy his last cup of joe.
Order! What is the meaning of this? If what the defense says is correct, that contradicts the entire testimony!
Well, Mr. Brushel, anything to say? On the record? According to one forensic scientist. Let's be real here. Emma's the only forensic scientist in all of Japan.
Slow acting. Slowwact. It was virulent, all right. Even then, it had already begun digging its claws into the journalist. He's working on his scoop.
It's Brushel, yeah? Herr Brushel. Let's take a trip back down memory lane. Let me fill in all the holes for you so you don't have to testify yourself. This is called testifying for the witness, but apparently there are no legitimate objections in this game. So.
Huh?
Did the victim really die the instant he took a sip? Please! Apollo, object! Leading the witness! Please! Please, Apollo! Think it over. This is vital.
You know what I think? I think that was not so subliminal suggestion. And Brushel is literally saying that it is leading the witness. He literally admitted to.
I admit, it does cause a problem if he died when you say he did. I'd be forced to say, Rsen. Sen. I'd be forced to say,
Auf Wiedersehen.
To my simple case. Look, I don't know German. I just thought it sounded cool. And you'd be forced to say farewell to your article.
Come again?
You can't write a story based on conjecture, can you? And as the case drags on, other reporters are going to pick up the scent. After all, you do smell really bad. I literally know how you smell just by looking at you. And you'll be forced to kiss your exclusive scoop. Goodbye. Oh, God! Oh, what frick? Oh, God! He cleans his glasses and then brushes his teeth? Oh, my God!
Scoop? Wait. Just 1 second, please.
We're waiting, out with it!
I think I just recalled a so-called important detail. A revival of recollection! End quote. A story survival, end quote!
Journey, utterly confused. End quote. He is so gross, I hate him.
Actually, I did notice something when I visited the studio. I heard a poison that takes its sweet time, see?
But not what I've been saying for the last few minutes, apparently.
Mr. Brushel, you're saying you noticed something that explains what happened?
You bet I am! The antidote for a poisonous contradiction, end quote, you might say.
Or, I still have no idea what you're talking about, end quote, I might say.
I figured it out, but only after an in-depth interview. See, thanks to my journalism skills, I know who poisoned that
There was no poison in the coffee!
Order!
As far as I can tell, the witness is standing by his testimony that Mr. Measham died the instant after he drank.
Of course I'm standing by my testimony. And my dream of exclusive rights.
Ugh. I suppose it was too much to hope for. What was? Of course he wouldn't choose a simple case. Not him. Out in the ether, you hear, "Sha bra 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 bra."
Him!
Phoenix Wright. Who else? Achtung, Airbrushel. Report for us, if you will. What it is that you noticed.
This court is a critical trial of the juris system. No room for doubt is permissible.
No, that's kind of the whole point of the jury. The whole point of the jury is to decide the room for doubt.
You will testify about what you noticed.
What did Brushel notice? Oh.
When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Measham was at his desk.
What? Stop that. Stop that. There we go.
He seemed to be writing a
He seemed to be writing a letter. I don't know why I have this one piece of hair right here that's kind of like sticking down like this.
He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope.
Ooh, and then did he put a stamp on it?
I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. Now that I think about it, what if he was writing a suicide?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Brushel. You may go. You are dismissed, sir.
Suicide note.
Yeah, he had this look on his face, like man's face inscrutable as a quadratic equation, end quote.
It's a quadrat. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Come on. It's not that hard, buddy. It's really not that hard.
Quadratic equations? Poor Mr. Measham. I hate math. But that means Vera's innocent.
Would someone commit suicide in the middle of an interview?
I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't go out with a bang.
Very well, cross-examine.
I arrived at the studio. He seemed to be writing a letter. Okay, interesting. Did he put a stamp on the letter? So he put the letter away when he saw you?
Early reporter gets worm. End quote.
Hey, Randy.
That's my secret.
I'm not sure I follow.
It's the night of the interview. I arrived 15 minutes ahead of schedule.
It's kind of rude, man.
The handle turns, the door opens, and I barge in. Oh, yeah!
Are you sure that's okay to do? That's not unlawful entry? Really?
Oh, Mr. Measham sure seemed to think so. You should have seen him. He crammed a letter into that yellow envelope. As fast as he could. I know a secret when I spot one, and that was one.
Does seem significant. Well, Mr. Justice.
Sure. Add to the testimony? The defense finds this vital, Your Honor.
Very well, add it.
Why not? My account comes free of charge.
Now he sounds like a supervillain. Okay. I heard it was left at the crime scene. Who told you that? I mean, we found this, but that doesn't mean we didn't find nobody found a yellow envelope, right? Is it this? There was no... the letterbox was empty, so there was no yellow envelope, but we found a red envelope. I don't know. Just present the red envelope? Let's see what else he has to say. And you saw him seal this envelope with the letter?
Hey, don't look at me like that. I saw what I saw.
Apollo, you think this might be our big break?
Really? I'm going to Hollywood, baby!
I need to show some decisive evidence. Oh, whoops. This is Trucy's big break, guys. I guess maybe the red envelope? Maybe? Let's press a little bit more first. I thought nothing of it. What if that was a suicide note? Why do you think that?
Well, yeah, don't quote me or anything. I'm just saying it's a possibility, you know?
Objection, speculation? Objection, conclusory? Well, I guess conclusory wouldn't apply to the witness. Would that apply to the witness? I don't know, but objection, speculation. Strike that from the record, please. So you didn't actually check the letter?
Of course not. It was sealed.
Alright, just remember, guys, you don't always want to strike everything from the record. If somebody says something that benefits your case, you don't necessarily want to object to that, even if it is objectionable.
Contents of
can
unknown until can is open. End quote. And then the cat is either alive or dead. End quote.
You can always just, check the label.
You think Mr. Measham was writing a suicide note?
If he was, that'd solve the case.
Kinda makes me wonder about the letter.
That didn't help. I thought nothing of it at the time. I don't think it's gonna help. You didn't think anything might be wrong at the time?
Hey, when I go for an interview, that's what I'm there to do. Interviewer finds looking more effective than caring. End quote.
So what about now? Thinking back on it, do you sense anything strange in Mr. Measham's behavior?
Well, yeah, that's why I'm telling you all this to begin with. Duh! Lawyer, not journalist, end quote.
Very well.
I think maybe it's just the red envelope. Alright, well. How do you explain the fact that it's not yellow, even though it's 7 years old? Objection! As it just so happens, there was a single letter in the desk drawer at the scene. In a red envelope! What the frick is that? What the frick was that, dude? Prosecutor Gavin! Yeah? Was there a yellow envelope found at the scene of the crime? Unfortunately, no. But her forehead. It's easy to mistake the color of it. Really? Really? Red and yellow? Red and yellow? Oh, thanks you so much for subscribing. Yeah. Red? No. I guess. But not this envelope. You see, it was postmarked already. 7 years ago.
Well, Mr. Brushel.
I can explain that. Drew, right, he wanted to get that letter in an envelope pronto. Get it out of sight of my beady eyes, right? So he grabbed the nearest envelope and crammed away. Beep, 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 beep.
Maybe. Is there red-yellow colorblind? I know red-green colorblind's a thing. And what about the whole red-yellow envelope thing, chump?
Mr. Justice, have you anything to say?
That night, the victim put a letter he had been writing in a red envelope. In a red envelope? Not a red, in a yellow envelope. Wait, red? No, he didn't put it. The victim put the letter had a writing in a red envelope. No, he put it in a yellow envelope. Right, I believe that he put it in a yellow envelope because my whole theory was that he sent a letter. Right, if he sent a letter, it's possible that he was actually using a yellow envelope. And the reason why it wasn't at the scene is because the mailman took it. Okay, things are starting to come together. The reason why we couldn't figure out how he was poisoned is because the thing that was used to poison him was no longer at the scene. Oh, okay, we are getting somewhere. That's impossible. I like your expression. So full of confidence. It's simple, really. As it just so happens, the defense team investigated the contents of this envelope. With, the assistance of the only forensic scientist in the world. What? Note that this letter is addressed to Drew Misha. Oh? Why would he address a letter to himself? Let alone send a suicide note to himself. I've been scared. Oh, God. But you gotta stop doing that, buddy.
Order! Mr. Brushel, explain this to the court, please.
Oh, my, how could I have forgotten? Oh, oops, I forgot something. Now I'm going to remember it suddenly. I suppose this happens to the best of us. Reporter gets old, forgets lots, just like that streamer Manakyn.
Shut up, Brushel! I'm still waiting for an explanation, Mr. Brushel.
Well, that's the thing, you see. After he put his letter in the envelope, Mr. Measham sat there searching his desk drawer for something.
His desk drawer?
Yeah, a stick.
Was Manakyn right? Is Manakyn a frickin' genius? Is Manakyn, like, literally the smartest person in the universe? Is Manakyn, like, literally, like, beyond galaxy brain? Is Manakyn's brain literally larger than the Milky Way? Like, hello? I'm cooking, baby!
A stamp? Whatever for?
Well, to mail his letter. What else? And then, why, oh, yeah. I think I saw him put, yes! Because the letter was no longer in the mailbox because the mailman took it, and so he took the entire poisoning scenario with him. Yes! Yes! I feel so... Okay, I was prepared to be, like, look like an absolute moron. But, you see, when you're me and you're a genius, you should always just be prepared to be a genius, right? Everything I say is always right. I don't know how it happens. It just comes naturally to me. It's just, I don't know. If only you guys knew what it was like to be so smart. I still need the jury's stamp of
You just had to kill me.
Yeah, it was a yellow envelope, and he put it in the box.
Well, apparently this yellow letter has nothing to...
Oh, how I wish it did! Just think, if that were a suicide note, what a story! Star writes suicide note in front of reporter, falls! And go out.
As I was saying, this has nothing to do with the case. That said...
Yes, Your Honor. It makes me want... Can we go back to the yellow envelope for a second, please? Please? Yellow envelope, poison, stamp, poison thing, lick. Put it on the letter. Put it on the letter. Send it out.
Sign the papers? 100,000 is quite a good deal of money.
Nothing says genius like using a burn heal to recover rage. So this was from 7 years ago, yeah? What the I mean, every good stream needs ASMR every once in a while, right?
So, am I finished? Here, I'm finished, right? I was just thinking of, going home to start, writing.
I hate to state what should be pretty obvious. But when you catch the scent of a story, you make that, rather unique face. What even is the pun on his name? Sparkbrushel? Sparbrush? Sparkbrush? Brush? Sparkbrushel? Sparkerbrushel? I have no idea what the pun is.
Come on! Attorney has active imagination. Little L's, end quote.
Even I noticed something. And I don't have a magic alien bracelet. You know, I'm starting to understand what this perceiving stuff is all about. Ho ho!
Judge has active imagination. End quote.
Please continue with your testimony. Tell us about the scent of a story.
Oh God, stop. Oh God.
I'm the one asking the questions here. Usually. Actually, it took a bit of work to get the thumbs up on the interview. Reporter leverages story, gets his interview. End quote. A story concerned with a certain case from 7 years ago.
As someone who uses glasses, that is so... Yeah, do you guys realize how dirty glasses can get? Oh my goodness.
The red envelope had probably something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare.
So you threatened to go to press with the story. That's how you got your interview. Blackmail.
Well, yeah.
I mean, no! Is blackmail illegal? Functionally, blackmail is just a negotiation, right? I don't think his tongue should be that color of pink. Yeah, that is a pretty bright colored tongue. I actually want to look that up. Is blackmail illegal? A crime? Okay, this is from Shoes Law Group. Blackmail is a crime under federal law and every state law involving coercing or extorting someone to gain money, property, or services unless the victim meets specific demands. Okay, so what if... Okay, so apparently it's very illegal, but what if I said, if you don't give me 10 Robux, I'm gonna tell everyone that you kissed your mom on the lips. I'm trying to be a third grader. I saw you kissing your mommy. If you don't give me 15 Robux by tomorrow, I'm gonna tell everyone that you kiss your mommy. Is that illegal? Is that illegal? Because to an extent, that's a negotiation, right? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's illegal, but to what extent? You literally, exactly, that is textbook blackmail. But is it illegal? Is it illegal to say that you need to give me 15 Robux or I'm going to tell everyone? Will the police come and put that kid in juvie? That is what I am asking. Maybe, is it illegal but not unenforceable? But difficult to enforce, maybe? If it's difficult to enforce, it's like, it might as well not be illegal. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, wait, if I said you needed to give me 15 Robux, or I'm going to tell everyone that you wet the bed, will I be put in juvie? That is the question. That is the question I want answered here. Will they enforce it on a 7-year-old? It will only be enforced by a judge and a jury that finds significant ground. Right, but you still have to detain the suspect, right? Am I thinking too hard about this? Am I thinking too hard about blackmail for Robux? If I want true, I believe in true equality. I believe that a multi-billion-dollar scam artist should be tried in the exact same way as a 6-year-old who stole a pack of gum. You do not, that is true. You don't necessarily need to detain someone for criminal charges. You just have to make sure they show up for court. Okay, the judge would likely yeet that kind of game. But what if the judge was a dad and he's like, ooh, that is bad behavior. We need to make sure this kid gets repercussions so he learns from his mistake. That's what my dad would do. If my dad found out that I blackmailed someone for Robux, he'd absolutely want me in freaking jail. He's like, you made your choice. Now you live with the consequences. 10 years at the timeout corner. See? Brushel thinks I'm the journalist. I'm asking the real questions out here.
It wasn't exactly black. I mean, it's not. I just wanted Robux, okay? I just wanted 15 Robux. I was so close to buying the new skin.
Does Roblox have skins?
Something wrong, Mr. Brushel.
Look, this is my story. My tidbit. Journalists' info is livelihood. End quote.
I see.
While you have me chatting away here, what's going on out there? What if some Wally wordsmith or Sally Scooper gets wind of my story? They could be going to press while I'm going to waste.
Listen, Brushel, you don't have to worry about that. Listen. In the future, well, I suppose this is the future. This is 2026, right? Listen, Brushel, you're in freaking 2026. No journalist writes stories anymore. They wait for one journalist to write a story, and then they literally just copy and paste from that story. That's how you are a journalist in 2026, okay? You can buy accessories. All right, what type of accessories were you buying, Brushel?
The court feels your pain, Mr. Brushel. Mr. Justice, let's pick up the pace.
A certain case.
7 years ago? Who would have thought?
Trucy blissfully ignorant. Nah, she probably knows. The scent of a story. Reporter leverages story, gets his interview. Listen, Brushel doesn't work at IGN or Kotaku, so he's already winning at something. He works at Jezebel. What'd you miss? Brushel's gross. That's what you miss. Red envelope probably had something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare. Ooh, I bet he knows what his talent is. Like eyes and then hands. Apparently we can't go up any lower. Oh, his hand was... I think his hand's up here, actually. Maybe not. Maybe it's not this, Maybe it's not this statement. I thought maybe he would say something about Drew's talent. Let me check his other hand, though. I don't think we can go all the way down, but... No, I don't think he's sleep. Oh! Ew! Ew! Oh, God! Ew! Oh! Oh, God! He's so gross! He's so gross! Buddy! Buddy! Buddy, antiperspirant, man! I know. At this point, I want Stickler back. Sweat much, Mr. Brushel?
Ah. Yeah, well, I do have hyperactive sweat glands. A man can't help his glands.
Oh, Panty, I know Panty's guy was so much better than this, and Panty's guy was awful already. A man can't help his glands, you know. It's more than that. When Mr. Measham's talent was mentioned, you suddenly began to sweat buckets. Oh my God. Oh, he really does need a bucket.
Oh, someone turn on the AC and get this man a bathtub.
How many times? Look, man. You know, nothing wrong with overactive sweat glands. Just make sure you invest in those antiperspirants, okay? You're hiding something about his talent.
What? That's ridiculous.
How's it going, Sans? Evidence time. Let's show where Mr. Meesham's true talent lay. Just so happens, I have the evidence showing the talent mentioned in the letter. Is it this? Rough sketch is still visible? Is it this one? Are you talking about this picture or maybe this picture? I don't know which one. This one is notable for the plum. We'll show this, I guess, because he's still working on this one. Perfume, deodorant, a shower. See, the best combination that everyone needs to know, man. Shower and soap. It's so gross. Apollo can't even focus. He's not even in the zone, man. Oh, he's not even in the zone.
I can't help but wonder what the court's supposed to conclude from this evidence.
Crap, I'm not in the zone. I'm not in the zone, okay?
Other than that, you've made a horrible mistake. Man burns bridge, forgets to cross it for. End quote.
Okay, let's get in the zone. I just need to get in the zone. Get in the zone. I am in the zone. I am now in the zone. This painting was found in Mr. Meesham's studio.
Oh god, I'm sweating more.
There are two problems with this painting.
Is that a puddle at your feet, Mr. Bushel?
The first is, it wasn't painted by Mr. Meesham. The second, Mr. Bushel. Shut up. I can't focus with this guy on the screen. Is there was another painting in the studio, which looked exactly like this one. Except it was only half done. Then we have a letter discussing the payment of $100,000, which suggests a certain business operation. The business of making forgeries! Ow! I know, it's so gross. Everything about him is gross. My boy. You need shower, you need soap, you need freaking antiperspirants, you need deodorant, you need some body freaking spray, you need a better haircut. I don't know. Maybe you need some lotion. It's like your skin.
Everyone, please, everyone. Can we, keep this private? Please. This is my story! This is my scoop!
Forgery! That's a serious crime.
Drew Meesham is known as an artist these days. But there were rumors he dabbled in another kind of art until a few years back.
Another art, you mean? Forgery.
Drew Meesham was talented, all right. Talented at making precise, detailed fakes. A fact that certain criminal elements were quick to discover.
Criminal elements? What, you can't seriously be talking about,
Exactly. I'm talking about forging.
Was Phoenix Wright using his services? Hold the freaking frick. Was Phoenix, no, there is no way. Phoenix, hold, Phoenix. Okay, we gotta have faith in my boy Phoenix, but it is not looking good.
The rumors started circulating 7 years ago.
7 years ago? Are we to understand that this letter And the payment of 100,000 was for...
Exactly. Forged evidence nets tidy profit. End quote.
Order! It's like our victim was living a double life.
This is my chance. So the victim had ties to the criminal world, right? He could have had plenty enemies we know nothing about. This is my first time hearing of this criminal world. There are no crimes in Japanifornia. Say it with me, everyone. There are no crimes in Japanifornia. Maybe someone framed him. Maybe. We have to have faith in our boy. We certainly found no criminal connections when we conducted our investigation. But how do you explain all this money? You have to admit there's a possibility of some illegal activity. But there's no proof tying this letter to our case. Spray it! Spray it for atroquinine! Our case was and remains simple from the beginning. Only the defendant could have poisoned that mug that night. And you, of course.
Hey! But the only thing poisoned was my pen. I was writing reviews. Concord is bad. End quote.
Mr. Brussel, your testimony has been quite unreliable. It doesn't speak well of your reporting acumen.
Well, what are you talking about? My journalism is rock solid. So solid it gets a 7 out of 10 on IGN.
In any case, let's hear a summarized recap of your testimony. If we can ascertain that the situation in the studio from the recap, the trial is over.
Dustborn was a failure.
Sorry you keep appearing in peace. No worries. Just come by when you are available and not when you are chilling with the crew. Yo. I'm so sorry you had to see that. Apollo, what's he talking about? The cross-examination showed Mr. Brussel didn't have any reason or means to poison him. Chill it. Yeah, chill it with the crew. You're eating cereal and... Oh, that sounds so good right now. I'm so hungry. As long as there are no other suspects, the killer had to be Vera. That's what. This next testimony is our last chance. How you doing, fellow kid? Why you gotta do me like this?
Mr. Brussel!
Bing chill it. A recap.
The only other person in the studio was the defendant. It's Vera who poured the coffee. She admitted it herself. The only thing that touched Drew's lips during that interview was the mug. And nothing else left the studio after he died. Nothing. Clearly, the only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter.
Nice testimony. Clear, succinct, without room for objection to the last statement. Conclusatory? Conclusatory, or is it conclusory? He came to a conclusion.
Oh, shucks, you really think so?
I believe this clarifies the situation that night. Very well, Mr. Justice.
Right. I still have one trump card left to play. You still got that ace with the bloodstain on it?
Right here.
Objection. Stop jumping to conclusions. Boy, you're doing more jumping than a kangaroo. And I won't let the trial end until I use it. I know where I want to go. Vera, who poured the coffee, she admitted it. The only thing that touched Drew's lips during the interview was the mug. Nothing left the studio. Are you sure about that? Not one thing? Are you sure?
As sure as can be. Well, with one exception.
One exception? What?
Journalist Spark Brushel does interview. Leaves
Someone murder this man.
It's a joke. It's not funny, I know, but still.
Something leave the studio that night? Why does that sound familiar? Where have I heard something like that before?
Now we've proven our witness is a comedian of sorts. I'd like to turn to our defense attorney before returning to the testimony.
Knowing his attorney, he has unimaginable plot armor.
Do you have any idea what might have left the studio?
Just one thing. I think one thing might very well have left the studio. A certain something that has vanished from the crime scene.
By which you mean? Something other than our witness?
Yes. Yes.
Are you going to say his pen?
No.
No. Oh, his notebook was that.
No! No, Your Honor, please!
Oh, he was wearing glasses and then he took the.
Your Honor, I think it's time to retire. Don't tell me. Vera me. Wait, 80% of me getting pissed off at this game is literally my own ad-lib. Believe me, any comic relief I may provide is entirely unintentional.
Let's see what you've got for us, Mr. Justice.
Well, the thing wasn't at the scene, so I can't show it to you. Oh, they just literally spell it out for you. How old is the judge? He's like probably in his 90s at this point. Like, they never actually allow us to examine the judge, so we never actually know. Everyone has less IQ than the temperate Antarctica. This is the only link between the studio and the outside world.
A letterbox.
What did Mr. Brushel just tell us? When he entered the studio, the victim had finished writing a letter.
Yeah, I said that, and yeah, it was true.
What can I say but Japanifornia, man? Man, this, maybe... Maybe this movie predicted the future, or not this movie. This game predicted the future. 2026. You guys ever watch a movie called Idiocracy? The prosecution will prove that the defendant is guilty. First point, just look at him. The judge was born no later than 1970. Oh, man. He's pretty old. He's getting up there. Greenland's weather is somehow higher than Japanifornia's.
Yeah, I said that.
Furthermore, he went on to tell us that he put the letter in a yellow envelope and put it in the letterbox. Ooh. But that very same letterbox was empty. In other words, that night, the yellow envelope disappeared. Objection! Yeah, intriguing. So an envelope disappeared from the crime scene. Of course. This changes nothing. Huh?
He has a point, Mr. Justice.
This means he'd be no younger than 55. So let's add... I'm going to add 10 to that. So he's probably 65, maybe close to his 70s, I would say. Just look at him. Come on. He's lost all his hair already.
What? It's male pattern baldness. It's not my fault.
Sorry, I didn't mean that, Judge. Yeah, you look great, and your bald head looks great.
Thank you. He has a point, Mr. Justice. What we're trying to figure out here is how the poison got into Mr. Measham. Is it really important that the envelope the witness says he saw disappeared?
Well, if it did disappear, then something did leave the studio that night. That seems pretty important to me.
Very well, let's see how this is relevant. I thought I was rid of Phoenix Wright 7 years ago, and now here's this stupid Apollo kid with more spikes on his head.
Oh, you got it.
I still think this fails to change anything, hair, forehead. I wouldn't be so sure, hair pretty boy. The letter disappeared from the crime scene that night. It's exactly the opening I've been looking for. I hardly think that matters. I hardly think that matters? Well, what if the contents were poisoned? Nothing could be more serious than an envelope disappearing from that studio. And you were hiding that fact from us.
Yeah, but actually,
I don't argue the possibility that the letter disappeared. But Hair Forehead, isn't there a much more serious question before us? Right. How Mr. Measham was poisoned, I know. He licked a stamp! But Mr. Brushell's testimony has changed, which means the facts of the case have too. And what he's told us means something entirely different now.
Let's keep thinking, Apollo. I'm not gonna think though. I don't think.
I hardly think that matters. Well, let's press in other areas of his testimony now that we have additional information. That doesn't prove Vera poisoned him. How many times have we heard that one, Hair Forehead? How many times has it been true? It's literally been true every single time. Every case I have worked on against you, I have won. Okay? So maybe we should start giving freaking Apollo Justice a little more credit when he says that's not true.
That's a good point, but I think Clavier is prettier, so I'm going to give it to him.
Oh, I hate this game. The poison reached the victim via coffee mug. And from where did that coffee come from? Not to beat a dead horse again, but perhaps you could fill us in.
I'm on it. You need a horse to beat? I'm your man. You could beat me any day.
Brushell.
For information.
Curse Japan. And his freaking pro-prosecution. Ugh.
It was Vera who poured the coffee.
That's true, but I want to press it anyway. And you witnessed her?
Of course I didn't witness it. When she came in with the tray, the coffee was already poured and a steamin'.
Let's not forget the defendant was a steamin' too. Hell yeah, Claudia. Wait, stay away from her. I heard her statement. I poured, I served, and I She didn't say that. Clap. Now he's just lying. Now he's just freaking lying to the court. Oh, that last part was just a joke. Your Honor, can I request a mistrial? I swear to God. I swear to freaking God. Yo, freaking, can you freaking imagine this, right? Someone's cross-examining a witness, and they're like, I know you did it, I saw you do it. It's like, no, I was just joking. That was a little joke, right, Judge? That's funny. I don't think I'm getting anywhere. Need to find another weak spot. The only thing touching the lips were during the interview, but did his lips touch anything at any other point? That sounds really weird, but you get what I'm trying to say. You're sure about that?
Well, to be really, really precise, I was busy gobbling mint candies the whole time.
Yeah, at the time of the autopsy, no fragrance of mint filled the room. And no mint residue was found. Long shot anyway. Don't tell me you're still trying to prove this. You think the victim ate, drank, or otherwise ingested something other than the coffee?
Well, Mr. Justice, if you have some proof.
Possibilities there. Maybe, just maybe not prove it yet. And the possibility isn't going to cut it. Not now. Mr. Measham ingested that poison via another route than the coffee. I can prove it. Proof is possible. Here goes nothing. Hey, how's it going, Goober? You do understand what we need, yeah? Proof, hair forehead, not possibilities. Of course. And Prosecutor Gavin, I hope you understand. I'm ready to give you that proof. Yeah. What did you say? I have proof of the disappearing envelope. I have proof of the disappearing envelope.
I saw him! I saw him writing a letter, I did!
Which was picked up by the mailman, I assume.
Of course. Which means that envelope had a stamp on it. Black envelope, therefore black man. I mean, you're not wrong.
A stamp?
As we all know, stamps come with dried glue on the black.
Mr. Justice, this is 2026. Literally no one sends mail anymore.
Do you know what a stamp is?
No. I guarantee you, no one in Manakyn's chat has any idea what you're talking about. They are all little children.
I'm so sorry.
No one above the age of 8 watches Manakyn.
In order to use the glue, you have to wet it first. You're an embryo. Dang, Bowser. You're negative years old. By licking the stamp. You predate the Nintendo DS. Is that your time framing? I come between the Nintendo DS and the Nintendo Wii. Nobody worth talking to actually licks stamps in these day and age. Why is Clavier gotta roast me? Wrong! Manakyn dies! Thank you, Apollo! Thank you for the great defense. You couldn't talk to him even if you wanted to. He's dead after all. Oh, so he licked the stamp. But wait. How does that explain the atroquinine on the rim of the mug? If he licked the back of a poisoned stamp, The poison would get in his tongue, huh? What would happen if you put the coffee mug to his mouth? Oh, well, fiddlesticks. Those weren't traces of the mug weren't the killer's doing. It was the other way around.
What?
The coffee mug didn't poison Mr. Measham. Mr. Measham poisoned the coffee mug! Oh, that's actually what he said.
Order! But that does it?
Recall if you would. Atroquinine is a slow-acting poison. The poison entered his body when he put the stamp on that envelope. It does sound stupid out of context. Same brain cell. Apollo and I share one brain cell. But his time wasn't up until the very moment he touched his lips to that cup of joe. It's stupid in kinda. To be fair, it is both stupid in and out of context. Oh, you guys say this. I mean, let's be real here. Nobody watching me right now, and nobody, including me, has more than like double-digit brain cells. Okay, like I have like 17 brain cells at most.
You have something to add, Mr. Brushel?
Same energy as the antidote pretended to. Why? Why do you guys keep reminding me of that? You guys are the worst. His nose is picking up another scent.
As I believe I mentioned earlier. Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in the envelope, Mr. Measham sat down and was searching for something in his desk drawer. A stamp! A so-called postage stamp. End quote.
You have 100, but it might have gone down.
But you know, I don't even seem to remember him ever finding one.
Maybe he just run out.
Incidentally, we searched the desk drawer at the scene of the crime. There were no stamps. Not a single one.
That does pose a problem. How will you prove the stamp was coated with poison?
Actually, I'm glad no other stamps were found. It makes proving the stamp he used was poisoned actually plausible. Good show. You can't even prove there was a stamp at the scene in the first place.
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. Where's your evidence?
It is right here.
Well, that is a cute little frame. And by little, I mean really little.
It was on the victim's desk, Your Honor. And by the way, I think that's pretty big. I'm just saying. Stop questioning me. Quite empty, as you can see for yourself. I noticed that during my inspection. So what? Apparently, you're not as observant as you should have been. You see, when you saw this frame, it was missing something important.
Missing?
A pale blue stain on the inside of the frame. Atroquinine residue!
Why wasn't I told about this?
Well, maybe Emma likes me a little more than she likes you. The frame is only 2 inches. The face of the frame is even smaller. Apollo's shaped like Mark. I mean, to be fair, if he could fit inside this frame. Maybe an inch at wide at most. You aren't saying... Oh, but I am. Tell me, what fits inside such a small frame? That's right! Yo, oh! 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 God damn it, Apollo! I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Let me have this. Let me have this. Let me just have this one, okay? Just one. Just one. A commemorative stamp, perhaps. Order! Damn, that was a sick burn! Oh! Oh! Man, Clavier is now in the corner crying.
The poison stab was in the frame?
It's not possible.
Prosecutor Gavin!
Why would he put something like that on his desk? Don't tell me he had it there so he could commit suicide if the mood struck.
You know, can I say something? I had a thought, see?
What, Mr. Russell? Please, stop jittering around like that.
The victim was a forger, right? There's lots of money in that line of work. Forger forges friends, makes enemies too. End quote.
So the poison stamp might have been a murder weapon aimed at him. Brussels definitely a perv? Probably. Oh, rich. That's rich. I mean, to be fair, you don't get to be a good journalist without spying on people in compromising situations. So let's be real here. Leave the ridiculous flights of fancy to the Gavinier song lyrics, please. Last time you did that, one of your band members went to jail. Well, butts. Finally, something we agree on. Hey, there we go. The stamp a murder weapon? Nonsense. Murder's a simple business. Who would go to such lengths? No one. Oh, I disagree, Gavin. Come again? Man, I'm still crying from that sick burn. Recall, if you would, the victim's reclusive lifestyle. True Misham was a hikikomori. His only contact with the outside world was MMOs, and also mail. Clavier hasn't played the Ace Attorney games.
Oh, the mail!
Now, if you wanted to kill someone you couldn't meet, but you knew red letters, a stamp would be the perfect weapon. Ridiculous! Where's your proof? I want proof! Show us evidence that this poison stamp was sent to him as a murder weapon. I might not have evidence, per se, but things are finally starting to come together. Hikikomori? Is that a more? God dang it. What is it, Apollo? Your fists are trembling. I think I know what happened. I don't believe it, but wait a second. No, there's no way. Is it actually possible that the stamp was sent to him 7 years ago and it just he never used it until now? There is no way! right? They did say the frame could be like a frame for a commemorative stamp. Is it possible that he sent a commemorative stamp? He's like, hey, check out this commemorative stamp. Make sure you use it. And Drew Meacham was like, oh, no way. It's the limited edition Donald Trump 76-cent stamp. And so he's like, I'm going to keep this one. And so he put it in his little picture frame. Okay. Is that actually what happened? What kind of society encourages mail? We need equal rights for I hate it. No, but I think that's what happened, right? He sent the guy sent him some sort of like limited edition samurai Barack Obama that was only printed in Japan like for 3 months. And he was like, oh, this is the limited edition Barack Obama samurai saving the bald eagle. I always say, be the American that Japan thinks you are. Have you guys seen like Japanese history American history according to Japan? It's actually hilarious. Anyway, I'm going so off tangent right now, but anyway, yeah. So what if he sent him some sort of limited edition stamp? He's like, oh, this is a really good stamp. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to save it. So he just keeps it in the picture frame. And then now he's like, oh, I really need a stamp, so I have to use this stamp. And then now the murder weapon activates. The question is, wouldn't poison oxidize? We have a resident chemist here, so yeah, he can tell us if the poison would oxidize and go bad. Like, wouldn't the poison stop working after some time? 7 years? I mean, maybe some do, some don't. Maybe atroquinine wouldn't. I don't know. Depends on the structure. What if it was a skyscraper? I think I know, but I don't believe it. I know how Mr. Meacham was killed.
Well, fill us in, Mr. Justice.
Many poisons don't expire. I see. I was thinking, like, what if the poison would like go bad and then it'd give you a stomach ache before killing you? But then again, I realized, would that matter because you'd still die? A certain piece of evidence points to the truth, Your Honor. What if it was an Amazon warehouse? I can show you how someone with the intent to kill sent Mr. Meacham the stamp of death.
That's the envelope. The one from 7 years ago.
Think about the text of the letter again. There were 2 pages. Heavy metal poisons typically don't go bad. So, like, Metallica doesn't go bad, but, like, something like the Beatles might go bad, huh? I'm so sorry. Now I'm the one making puns. Oh, God, I hate it. This is page 1. And this is page 2. I want to draw your attention to one phrase in particular. Send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. The enclosed stamp, Your Honor.
Oh.
In other words, if I have this straight, the stamp, poison on the stamp, lick, lick, gasp, end quote.
Now, what had he done? Now, what if he had done exactly as the letter asked?
You would sign the document and put it in the envelope, and then stamp it on the envelope, and then he put it in the letterbox, and then after that, the mailman would come and take it, and then he'd send it off to the dude, and then he would wait for a reply, and then after that, he'd probably go paint again, and then maybe he'd make another forgery.
Shruzy! 15 minutes! 15 minutes! But the clock started ticking when the time came. He drew his last breath. Oh, I'm gonna be honest. If somebody tried to kill me like this, it'd be obvious. It'd be so obvious how they killed me. Because I always forget to send my mail. Like, I finish writing it and I put it, like, on my desk next to me. I'm like, oh yeah, I still need to send that. I haven't sent that for like a week. And the murder weapon would be taken away from the scene.
Oh, quite conveniently, thanks to the postal system.
Such a splendid imagination you have, Air Forehead. Let me confirm one thing with you, if I might. So, this poison stamp was on the inside of the envelope 7 years ago, yeah? You think any sound actually comes out of his guitar? He totally his suit totally has, like, speakers. Is that what you've led us to believe? Really? Well, yes.
It is a little bit of a stretch, but there's a possibility.
A very small possibility. How small, I wonder?
2 inches by 1 inch?
A poison stamp in the envelope. A stamp that became the murder weapon. How do you intend to prove this seeming coincidence? Yeah, we did see Kristoff at the very beginning of the movie in this trial. I wonder how he gets involved. It was 7 years ago. I don't even know who sent that letter. And your answer is silence. I see. Very well. Well, I'm moved to. It's not nice to pick on the Fräulein. Who the frick? What the frick? God damn. God damn. God damn. I hate this game. Emma! Hey, Emma! Kristoff is in jail. For some reason, you looked like a very sexy blonde man for half a second, but I'm sure it was just my imagination. Well, like my Kristoff Gavin. Why? Why, Emma? Why would you do that? Why? Why would you do that? 'Cause I'm a troll. Did I sound like him? Don't quit your day job. Don't you have a crime scene to be looking after, Fräulein Detective? Oh, well, someone had to come and dig you out of the mess you made of this case. Mess. You know, none of this would have happened if you just trusted science more a little. Like, have you heard of Bill Nye? You can find out if that stamp was in that envelope. It's easy. Care to explain yourself, Fräulein Detective? Glare at me all you want, but science is on my side. It's all in the residue, right? That's right, the poison detection spray. Why are you even here? Look, I'm happy you're here. This trial hasn't had enough Emma. Emma is beautiful, and I love her, and she is a pushover, but I freaking love her. I almost forgot about La Miwa for a second. Oh my god, La Miwa is the most beautiful woman in this game. What? Vera? What? Oh. Kristoff probably gave Apollo. I mean, it was his first mentor, and he ended up in jail. He probably, like, Apollo probably thinks, well, that's my destiny.
Produce the red envelope at once. You can open it on the authority of the court.
Wait, why do I do it? Must be here. Yeah.
Would you look at that?
No mistaking it. That's atrioquinine residue. I am so smart. Look at my heels. Oh my god, I am so stylish.
I don't believe it. A murder weapon from the past. Now 7 years later, it bears its fangs at last.
Absolutely outrageous. Tell me, why? Ain't never but a heartache. Tell me why he ain't nothing but a look, we're rebranding. Why didn't this murder take place 7 years ago? Well, there's one possibility. Maybe Mr. Measham figured it out. No! It's because it was a limited edition stamp. I'm telling you, it was the limited edition Barack Obama figurine stamp. Have you guys seen the figure of Barack Obama holding like samurai swords in from like there's this one random like figurine maker and they created like a Barack Obama statue of him like with ninja swords or something. It's freaking amazing. Okay.
Figured what out?
He realized that the person who sent the letter wanted him dead. So he sent his reply with a different stamp.
And put the decisive evidence in a frame. Are you still here?
Can I make a statement here on the record? I, Spark Razortooth Brushel, claim this scoop as mine. True Measham killed in cold blood by sender of 7-year-old letter. And quote, I'm gonna be rich, baby. Oh, no. Maybe more. Star falls after a 7-year delay. Ooh, that's good. After publishing Concord.
Order! I sense no room for further argument, though I admit this is all coming as quite a shock. To think the murder weapon reached his mouth after 7 years. Stamp his ticket straight to afterlife! End quote.
Uh-oh. I think the witness is a bad influence on our judge.
Sir, you want to take a break?
I see no need for further debate on this matter. The sender of the letter 7 years ago could hardly have been our defendant.
Apollo! I think we just won.
Wait, but you didn't produce a new killer. Well, we have to pronounce someone guilty, so guilty! Very well. The court finds...
Wait, this is it?
The defendant...
Of course it's not that. Of course it's not. It's never that easy. Is this the bright future of our legal system?
Prosecutor Gavin.
A ticket to the afterlife from 7 years ago. Tickets to the Gavinier show are invalid after 2 weeks. But I bought my tickets months ago! Oh no! He never makes it easy, right? It's never that easy. Boggles my mind that so many people haven't noticed this. There's a fatal contradiction in Hair Forehead's claim. A contradiction? Poison stamp placed in the envelope 7 years ago? whereupon it was framed until now. If that's the case, why would Drew Measham have done what he did? How's it going, Slip? 2 digs at Concord today. Emma explained that. He realized it was poison. Therein lies the rub. Hair for. I'll let that slide. I'll let that one slide. 7 years ago, the forger Drew Measham sensed the trap, put the stamp in the frame. You had a busy week? No worries. Thanks for coming. I don't debate this, but this begs a question. Why do you keep a poison stamp? Okay? Come on, guys. He clearly didn't actually realize it. Why, 7 years later, did he use that stamp on the night of the murder? Surely you don't mean to suggest that Mr. Measham simply forgot. He put the murder weapon in a frame on his desk for 7 years. And forgot? You expect us to believe he sprang the trap on himself?
While I admit, all this is quite shocking, it does seem highly unlikely he would fall afoul of a trap that he had been sitting on his desk for 7 years.
Why would you even put poison on your desk for 7 years? Come on, guys, think. He got framed. Oh my god. That one hurt physically. Oh my Apollo! I don't think we're winning anymore. I'm glad to see we're all back in the real world. Welcome to reality. We've been waiting for you! Okay, then how do you explain the poison stamp that was in the envelope? Sorry I made you picture that. I felt like 3 years of my life leave my body. The poison stamp? Where exactly is this poison stamp again? Have you brought it to court for us? No, that's literally your job! I see no proof that such a thing ever existed. Well, what about the atroquinine residue, huh? Oh, yeah, I agree. That's, like, weird, man. But here, forehead, it's certainly no stamp. Lol, lol. I hate this. I hate this. Yeah, but even if your precious poison stamp did exist, Drew Measham would have never used it. That is all. Now they should let her go. I'm just gonna pretend you don't exist.
I believe we've come to a conclusion. Again.
Apollo, were we around the whole time? I can't believe it. The poison traces match up. It can't be a coincidence.
I'd like to bring closure to this issue sometime this year. Mr. Justice.
Let hair go. I have to question every day why I come here. How's it going, Dark Mario? Seven years of the murder. What if the whole scene was post-state?
Mr. Justice, please murder everyone watching you.
Will do, Judge. Yes, Your Honor.
Let's review the facts and see where we stand. 7 years ago, Drew Measham received a red envelope There were traces of the poison in the document and the envelope, and then there was a similar trace at the crime scene, and it was in the tiny picture frame, and the defense has indicated the possibility of a yellow envelope, and the envelope that left the scene at the crime with the poison stamp on it.
Yeah, but even if this envelope contained a poison stamp, and Drew Measham, knowing this, put it in a frame, he never would have used that stamp.
I'm afraid you're right. Which means there is a fatal...
Why is it that whenever the prosecution says that's not logical, the judge is like, I agree. But then whenever we say that's not logical, the judge says, well, people aren't logical sometimes. Why? Why? Why is this allowed? It's freaking double standard. Why the judge or why? Both of you. Red herring. I haven't been on the wrong track this whole time, I'm sure of it. The traces of atroquinine, the envelope, frame, Drew Measham, his death. How's it going, Toko? They're connected somehow.
Well, Mr. Justice. Conclusion?
The defense stands by its case, Your Honor. We've seen that the logical outcome of the evidence makes no sense, which means that one of our clues must be a fake. A fake clue. All this is occurring is injustice. Now I'm imagining that this whole scenario is playing out while Apollo is sleeping. Oh, it was just a dream. Oh, you're Voodoo. Welcome back. A fake clue. Fascinating. And if we find this fake, your wild fantasies will prove quite reasonable. The fake clue that's thrown us off the poison's trail is none other than what? The frame exists. The envelope exists. Drew Measham exists. I think I get what they're saying. I get what they were saying, that, like, the envelope exists, the frame exists. I get what they're saying. They're saying that, were they trying to poison Vera? I'ma murder this guy. I'ma murder him. I'ma murder him. I swear to God, I'm gonna murder him.
The victim was a fake? I'm not sure I understand.
I am not a simp, okay? She is just the most beautiful woman I have ever seen, and I would totally donate to her super chat. Okay, I'm not a simp. Vera would totally have an art stream where she literally says nothing and only shows her hands. And I was like, oh my God, her index finger, $10. Thank you for showing me your index finger. She's 19. I think she's 19. Yeah, she's 19. It would be an art stream. Vera is not a Twitch thought. The artist Drew Measham. You know, I've already gotten over that hours ago, so we're good. We have an envelope, a frame, a mug, and they're all linked by poison. That all makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the victim himself. Congratulations. You've completely lost me. In your eyes. Hey, not right now, Clavier. So the fake evidence is none other than the master of fakes himself. The forger. Makes a good story, I'll give you that. Vera would make some Miku. She'd make anime. The fake clue. I mean, to be fair, an artist in this era would probably be like a manga artist. That's probably how she would have to make a living. Like, she probably wouldn't make money painting. Fake clues, fake forgeries. You're quite drawn into the story. Why? I just want to save this darling girl and you guys just want to torture me.
I know that face. That's the I just had an idea face and I'm going to present it except Clavier's going to beat me.
I don't know if I'm right. What if our forger is the fake? Come again? 7 years ago, our forger sniffed a trap and stepped aside. And 7 years... No, are you? 7 years passed. Now the forger stumbles into the very same... Oh my god. There's no way. Please sign papers. Speak with no one. Hold on. I was thinking about this, right? It's a frickin' stamp, right? The commemorative Barack Obama katana ninja stamp, okay? Why would Drew Measham want to keep a stamp like that? And I was thinking about that. Why would Drew Measham... What type of stamp would Drew Measham want to keep? Maybe it's like a pretty picture from like his favorite painter. It's like, but why do that? You can like print out a poster. He has all the... In fact, he could probably reproduce that painting if he wanted to. Why would he keep some sort of random stamp? Like they said this is like a commemorative stamp holder, right? Why would they do that? And the answer is he wouldn't. But do you know who would absolutely want to keep a stamp? A 12-year-old. A 12-year-old who says, this stamp is very pretty. I want to keep that stamp. That is absolutely possible. Right? He would have been, what, 45? He would have been 45. He doesn't give a damn about a freaking stamp. But a 12-year-old who says, Daddy, that stamp is really pretty. Can we keep it? Let's be real here. Freaking dads will, like, go to the ends of their earth to make their daughters happy. Not their sons, though. Okay? Girl falls down. Dad's like, oh, are you okay? That was my sister. My sister falls down. My dad's like, oh, are you okay? You'll be okay. I fall down. What are you doing on the floor? You can stand up, can't you? You got two hands. Come on, get up. That was actually the dichotomy with me and my sister and my dad. But besides the point. Toko, well, we all love you. And so you can always come here for extra love. Yeah, I know. I don't know if you're joking or not, but you know, if you are having a tough situation, know that we all love you. And we all are happy that you're here. So does that mean she accidentally killed her father? Maybe. Maybe that is the case. Maybe she kept the stamp because she wanted to. with no stamps left, he had to use the stamp that he saved for his daughter. Maybe he had an urgent mail. He freaking works for, like, the freaking mafia. So maybe he absolutely had to send, like, a letter, and so he had to use the stamp that he's kept for his daughter. Now she's 19, you know, it'll be like, yeah, it's okay, I don't care anymore. So he uses the stamp, and he dies. Oh my god, that's what happened.
That's what I want to know!
Because the forger who was killed was a fake. Wait a second. But then, this begs the question. Why is the killer trying to kill Vera? Right? Maybe the killer's goal was, oh, I'm going to give you a pretty stamp that the child would like. That's weird. Maybe not. Let's just see where they go. Here we are again. The victim was a fake. One forger smelled the trap. One forger fell. Was Vera the forger? That's two forgers! And one of them was a fake! Okay, for the first time, I think, in this entire game, I'm with the judge right now. What the frick is going on? So you're telling us that Drew Measham, the victim, was a fake? Well, if he was the fake, who was the real forger, huh? You better not be claiming there was some kind of switcheroo.
I'm afraid you're going to have to back up your story, Mr. Justice. Show us who the real Drew Measham was.
Drew Measham wasn't the real forger. There's only one other person it could have been. There's no way. Forger Drew Measham himself was a forgery. Real forger. Oh my god. There can only be one explanation. The real identity of the forger known as Drew Measham is none other than his only daughter, Vera Measham! I mean, to be fair, if my daughter was a forger, I wouldn't want her associating with criminals. I would rather do the negotiations for her. Even though that's a horrible thing. I'm not letting her do negotiation.
Mr. Justice, this is going out on a limb. Even for you, but not for Phoenix. Oh my god, Phoenix did some strange things.
I kinda agree. What are you, stupid?
Let's consider it before you write it off entirely. If you look at the paintings in the studio, one fact has become quite clear. Forgery has been taking place in the studio for quite some time. The forger wasn't caught in the trap 7 years ago. This can mean that the one who was caught in the trap wasn't the forger.
Well, actually, that does make a certain kind of sense.
One more thing. Only 2 sets of fingerprints were found in the forger's studio. Drew Measham's and Vera Measham's. If we known that Drew Measham wasn't the forger, that leaves only one possibility. By process of elimination. The forger was Vera Measham! Well. Another blue-haired villain. No! No! It's okay. It's okay. She's a victim. She is a victim. We will save her. We will save her. Fascinating. Vera, it's okay, Vera. You can talk to us. You can talk to us.
Vera Measham. You've been paying attention to this trial so far.
It's okay. It's okay. Your Honor, let's give her some space. Let's allow her to breathe. She is under a lot of stress. I know when you're under a lot of stress, the best thing to do is give someone a hug. Vera, you can give me a hug. Stay for a little longer. Okay. At least forgery isn't as bad as murder. That's true. Let's just ask her and be done with it, shall we? Who are you? Who's the forger Drew Measham? I need to protect this little cinnamon roll. We need to protect her. She is not my child. I'm adopting her. I am adopting her. She is my daughter now. We will protect her with our lives. Was that an expression of emotion on her face? I'm with you. We gotta protect this little cinnamon roll. She's staring holes into Prosecutor Gavin's face. I'm used to being stared at by Fräuleins. Believe me. Though they usually talk to me, too. Clavier? No. She doesn't like pretty boys. She likes hard-working men with a 9-to-5... Dang it, a prosecutor is a 9-to-5 job! Dang it! Tell us, were you the one who forged these works of art? Colon D.
So the forger, Drew Measham. It was you.
Yes, it was me.
What is that? Oh, is that like a crying face? Like that's a teardrop, maybe?
Whoa!
Oh, look at her in her striped socks! The court was in an uproar, and it wasn't coming down. We had to break for a 10-minute recess. Will Vera Measham's adoption papers be approved? Find out next time.